Hi everyone, today I'm going to be telling you about what I'm going to be reading on holiday. So I always pack way too many books for going on holiday. I normally pack about 3 books for like a 4-day trip, and that is just too much. But because I've been on a lot of solo trips in the past year and a half, I always think I'm gonna have like loads of time where I'm going to be wanting to read. In reality, I've been reading like in the airports and on the flights and not doing tons of reading when I have been on the actual holiday. Even though I've been like traveling solo, I haven't always done tons of reading when I've actually been on the trip. I have picked 3 books off my shelves that I would like to read while I'm on holiday. I might end up only bringing 2. We'll see how I get on when it comes to packing because I just have a carry-on bag. But I've been trying to work out the balance because this trip's going to be a little bit different than the other trips I've been on in the past year and a half, because I've normally only gone away for like 4 days. This time I'm away for a whole week, but it's kind of a 2-parter trip. So the first part of the trip I'm going to be with my boyfriend. Probably not going to do like any reading when we're together on that trip, but I will have like the traveling time, and then I'm going to be going on to another city, so I'm going to have another flight going to that second place for a solo trip. That second part of the holiday is a solo trip, and then I'm gonna have another flight obviously back to London. So I'm gonna have like possibly more flying time than I have had on previous trips, although the flights aren't like really long. But anyway, I have picked 3 books. Might end up reducing it to 2. We'll see how I get on with packing, but these are the 3 books that I am planning on reading. I wanted something that was just super fun. I love reading like a romance book when I'm in the airport and when I'm on a flight. So I am going to be bringing The Visa by Lizzie O'Hagan, which I recently hauled in my romance haul video. And this just seems like it'll be a really quick read, super fun. This is a romance between Maya and Jack, who have been friends for years, a really long time, and Jack is a total commitment phobe. He never makes it past the 3rd date. He's also from New Zealand, and in order to stay in the country he's going to need to have a visa. So he and Maya decide to get like fake married. Maya doesn't really believe in marriage anyway, so they think this is just like a simple solution to his problem, and they are living in this loveless, sexless married bliss until Jack decides that he is going to get quite serious with someone else that he is dating. And that brings up a lot of feelings for Maya and her realizing that maybe after all she is in fact in love with Jack. That just sounds like really fun. I love a romance book with a real gimmick to it like this one, and I think this will just be a really quick breezy read for airports and flights. I'm also hoping to bring Reputation by Lex Croucher. So this is a Regency era novel that has kind of like a modern fun twist to it. It is about these group of girls who are kind of in the society, the it society of the Regency era, and it's just a book about all of the kind of fun and debauchery they get up to, all of the parties. I've been a really big fan of Lex Croucher for years. I watched their YouTube videos like when I was really quite young, so really excited to read this novel from them. I picked this for a couple reasons. I mean, first of all, I did just think it would be super fun, which is the kind of stuff that I want to read on holiday, but also because it's quite chunky. I have a real reluctance to pick up long books. They scare me. So I thought when I was on holiday, when I have limited books to choose from, obviously this would be the perfect time for me to like commit to a longer book. And I know once I'm into it, it's not going to feel like a long book. It's going to feel super fun, but I just have that like initial fear of bigger books. I also wanted to bring this one because it's called Reputation, and my boyfriend is a massive Swiftie, so I thought he would appreciate that reference. And finally, I'm going to be bringing Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas. So I think this is like a Peter Pan inspired, influenced retelling, but for a YA fantasy audience. 5 years ago, Wendy and her 2 brothers went into the woods, and she was the only one who returned. And now that children have started to go missing, people are turning towards Wendy for answers. Wendy is desperate to flee from her past, but it is then when she is reintroduced to someone that she thought only lived in her imagination, Peter. And he is going to help her find out what is going on with these missing boys. The reason I've chosen this one is because on one of my previous holidays, I think it was when I went to Budapest, I brought The Cemetery Boys by the same author on a bit of a whim. Like, YA fantasy isn't naturally the genre that I would gravitate towards, but I loved The Cemetery Boys so much. I thought it was so compulsively readable, really pacey, really page turning. I was really invested in all of the characters. So I thought bringing another Aidan Thomas book would be a nice little nod to that, and I do have another one of their books on my shelf. So who knows, if I enjoy this one as well, I might bring that third book on my next holiday. So there we have it. That is my stack of books that I'm going to be bringing on my week-long holiday. I am going to have my e-reader as like backup, but let's be honest, I'm probably not going to need it, but I just like having it there as like reassurance. I just think it's so difficult like bringing books on holiday because it does really limit your choice, and it's like, well, what if you don't like one of the books that you start reading? Even though I'm like really certain I'm gonna love all of these books, I'm like, what if? Or just what if like the vibes aren't right and I want to read something different? It is silly. I know I'm probably not going to read all 3 of those books, but it's nice to know that they're there in case. If you've read any of these books, do let me know your thoughts on them down in the comments, or let me know what kind of book that you like to read when you're traveling, when you're on holiday. If you want to let me know you're here but you don't have anything in particular to say, leave me a plain emoji since I'm going traveling. And that is it for me today. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will speak to you in my next video.